Okay, so we need to talk a bit about main ideas. We'll start off by identifying topic sentences. There is a simple four-step method. First, read the paragraph and identify the topic. Now, why only the paragraph? Because a topic sentence is the controlling sentence for your paragraph. This is different from the thesis statement, which is the controlling statement for the entire essay. Right now we're only talking about topic sentences. So you're going to read the paragraph and identify the topic. The topic is what it's about. You try to figure out what the writer's point is about the topic. Okay, so they wrote this thing that's about fish. Why did they write this thing that's about fish? Are they trying to inform you of something? Are they trying to persuade you of something? What exactly was the point here? So you write a sentence which includes the topic and the writer's point. Now, if you figure out that the writer's point is that tropical fish are good at helping people relax, and you know that the paragraph is about tropical fish, so there's your topic sentence. Okay, so your topic, tropical fish. What was it about? Relaxing. So you combine those two. Tropical fish are good at helping people relax. Write that sentence and find one similar to what you wrote. Odds are, if you find it, that was the topic sentence. So, we're going to look over it. So we're going to look at some repeated words and phrases which might suggest a topic in this example paragraph. Stress management is an emotional intelligence skill that increases the value of employees in a workplace. Personnel who have methods for relieving stress are much less likely to lash out at either coworkers or customers. Additionally, the ability to control stress helps workers be more efficient because they are not distracted by tension and worry. Staff who are successful at keeping their stress levels down will often rise to a higher level and become especially valued employees. So, we see stress management. Okay. We also see relieving stress. Now, those are kind of related. Now, you might have noticed that we see stress a few times, but let's look a little bit on either side of the word stress. So we've got stress management and relieving stress. Those are related ideas. We also have control stress. That's a related idea. And we have keeping stress levels down. Another related idea. So the topic seems to be not just stress, but managing stress or controlling stress or relieving it. Okay? So we're going to call it stress management. All right. So now, same paragraph. We're going to look for what's the point. Okay. So we can take from this that there is importance in stress management skills for workers. Okay. Now, how do we know that? Because they're highly valued and they succeed and so on. So our topic is stress management. The point, the importance of stress management skills for workers. So we just write a simple sentence that includes both topic and point. So, stress management is important for workers. That's it. Okay. Now we're going to take that sentence we wrote. Stress management is important for workers. And we're going to find one that's similar to it. Okay. In the first sentence, stress management is an emotional intelligence skill that increases the value of employees in a workplace, is similar. It's not the same. It's not going to be the same, but it's at least similar. That's all we needed to find the topic sentence. So now we just have to find out, does it have the typical qualities of a topic sentence? Okay, so here's our sentence. First of all, it must express the most important point in the paragraph. Well, it does that. It must present an idea that requires support. Certainly it does that, because if I just told you stress management is an emotional intelligence skill that increases the value of employees in a workplace, you're going to ask questions like how, why, says who. Well, all those questions mean that that sentence requires support. A good topic sentence requires support. So that's a good one. All right. It must also express an idea which is broader than the ideas in the supporting sentences. Well, if we look back at them, no one sentence completely answers all the questions regarding how to support this sentence. So it does express an idea which is broader. Okay, great. And finally, a topic sentence must never be a question. Well, that one's not a question. It's a direct statement. So we're good there too. Excellent. So, look over this paragraph. Arsenic is a semi-metal element in the periodic table. It is odorless and tasteless. It enters drinking water supplies from natural deposits in the earth from agricultural and industrial practices. Non-cancer effects of arsenic exposure and ingestion can include thickening and discoloration of the skin, stomach pain, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, numbness in the hands and feet, partial paralysis, blindness. Arsenic has been linked to cancer of the bladder, lungs, skin, kidney, nasal passages, liver, and prostate. Because arsenic is such a dangerous element, communities monitor drinking water for arsenic contamination. The EPA has set an arsenic standard for drinking water at 0.010 parts per million. In other words, 10 parts per billion to protect the customers. Okay, so now you want to look for what the writer is saying about the topic. Okay, we figured out the topic. It's probably arsenic. And what are they saying? Well, it looks like they're telling us that there are some effects on the human system regarding arsenic. Okay, so we have our topic, arsenic. The writer's point about the topic, arsenic is bad for you. Main sentence idea, arsenic has serious effects on the human body. Okay, so we look for something that kind of matches that. Okay, so we can find that it's a semi-metal element in the periodic table. It's odorless and tasteless. That doesn't really quite do it. But if we look down, we find the effects of arsenic as they continue. We have a good topic sentence in there, and it expresses everything and so on. Okay. Now, how do you compose a topic sentence? You're going to need to do that for your own paragraphs. Every single paragraph must have a topic sentence. An essay is comprised of multiple paragraphs, and every single paragraph must contain a topic sentence, even the introduction, even the conclusion. So we just need to figure out how to compose them. Well, first we start with what the characteristics of an effective topic sentence are. First, that it expresses the most important point of the paragraph. Then it presents an idea which requires support. It expresses an idea broader than the ideas in the supporting sentences. And finally, it's not a question. Those are its characteristics. Okay. So, fortunately, we have a method. So you're going to write down your topic. Now you know what your topic is because you're the one writing about it. It's that simple. Then write the point you wish to make. Okay. What's the point of it all? Combine the two, and that's your topic sentence. For example, you're to write a paragraph in which you present one character trait of valuable employees. So your topic, character traits of valuable employees. Point to be made, one character trait is a positive attitude. Okay, so we just need to combine character traits of valuable employees and one such trait is positive attitude. Okay, our topic sentence, One character trait that makes an employee valuable is a positive attitude. That's it. There's not much more to it. So, look over the checklist for your topic sentences. It has to express the most important point of the paragraph. Now, in this case, the other sentences will explain why a positive attitude makes the employee valuable. Perfect. It needs support. Absolutely. The writer has to prove that positive attitude is important. It expresses an idea broader than the ideas in the supporting sentences. Certainly. Supporting sentences go into more depth as to how positive attitude contributes to an employee's value. And finally, it cannot be a question. And since it's not a question, we're good there. Okay? Try it on your own. Imagine you're writing a paragraph, discussing one reason why having internet access at home is beneficial. I bet you can do that this semester easier than you could any other semester. So, write down the topic. Then the point you wish to make about the topic. Then you combine them and come up with a basic sentence. So, what's the point? What's the topic? Having internet access at home is beneficial. The point we wish to make: one of the benefits of having internet access at home is you can still attend school when we're in the middle of a lockdown due to pandemic. Combine those two. One benefit to having internet access at home is the ability to attend school. It was that easy. So now, you be the judge. Are these effective topic sentences? Having internet access at home is expensive. Do you think that's an effective sentence? No, it's not. Because it is not a topic sentence. It doesn't really require support. Home internet access equips families with information they can use to save money. Well, that's a good one. It does require support. Is having internet access at home really necessary? Now, you might try something like that as your topic sentence. Your English teachers in the past might have told you need to have a hook, and it's good to lead with a question. That's fine and all, but it's not a topic sentence, because a topic sentence cannot be a question, and that's a question. Many people have internet access from home. Well, that's not a good topic sentence either, really. That's one of those, yeah, and so. There's no point. It's just a simple statement. It's kind of like letter A, rather. It doesn't require support. It's a so what kind of thing. Having home internet access can help students with study materials. Now that's a good topic sentence. So B and E here are both good. They require support, and they're not so whats. Neither of them is a question. Now sometimes the main idea is not directly stated. Instead, it's implied. To find the implied main idea, we're going to go through a set of steps that are remarkably similar to what we just went through. We're going to read the paragraph and identify its topic. Try to figure out the writer's point about the topic. Write a sentence which includes the topic and the writer's point, and then find a sentence similar to the one you wrote. When you find that it's not there, the paragraph has an implied main idea. The sentence you wrote is the implied topic sentence. Sometimes professional writers don't actually give you a topic sentence. Instead, you get an implied main idea. Okay? You will not be writing implied topic sentences or implied thesis statements. You'll be writing explicit ones. So we're going to study the paragraph and apply the process. To begin, again, we'll underline repeated words and phrases which suggest the topic. So, in the middle school years, children may obsess over perceived personal flaws, such as their height, weight, hair color, style of clothing, and even the types of music they choose. They believe they are being scrutinized by everyone around them, and many middle school children feel they are constantly being judged by their peers. Children in middle school can focus so much on their image that their grades suffer. They get depressed, or they are unable to maintain friendships. This self-consciousness can also result in dangerous or tragic behaviors, such as experimenting with drugs or harming themselves. Okay, so here are the things we see repeated. Middle school years, middle school children, children in middle school. Okay, but we also see obsess, being scrutinized, being judged, and self-consciousness. Now when we look at these things, the first group of things we see repeated are about middle school kids. Okay, middle school years, middle school children, children in middle school. Okay, but the second group are about a psychological state. Okay, obsessing over things is a psychological state. Being scrutinized, being judged, those feelings are psychological. And self-consciousness is also psychological. So from this, we can kind of guess what the topic is. The self-consciousness of middle school children. Because all these things, obsession, being scrutinized, being judged, and self-consciousness, they're all related. So we can call it self-consciousness of middle school children. Now, what's the point? Okay. Well, as we read through it, it seems that the point is that there are negative effects self-consciousness has. Okay. Detrimental effects self-consciousness can have. Okay, detrimental just means negative. So we're going to combine the topic, self-consciousness of middle school children, with the point, detrimental effects self-consciousness can have, and we come up with a sentence, middle school children may experience detrimental effects due to extreme self-consciousness. Okay? Easy peasy, we've done that before. Now, we're going to look for a sentence similar to that. So here's our sentence, and we don't see one. So our sentence is the implied topic sentence. Okay. Easy enough. Now I'm going to leave this try it on the screen for a few seconds. You can pause the video and try it on your own. I'm not going to talk you through it this time. Again, you're going to determine the writer's point about the topic. And now you're going to combine them. Now compare your topic sentence to the paragraph. Do you find a sentence similar to the one you wrote? Then you have implied topic sentence. Okay. Identifying thesis statements is remarkably similar to identifying topic sentences. The difference being that the topic sentence is for the paragraph, and the thesis statement is for the entire essay. But again, we have a method. So we'll get into the method as soon as we look at the characteristics of the thesis statement. First thing, the thesis statement expresses the most important point in the entire essay. That's why it controls the whole essay. Second, it presents ideas which require support. A thesis statement cannot just be factual knowledge, something I can look up in the encyclopedia or the dictionary or Wikipedia or wherever. I shouldn't be able to Google it and get a quick answer. And a thesis statement expresses an idea broader than the ideas in the supporting paragraphs. And finally, a thesis statement is not a question. Ever. Now, topic sentences tend to come at the beginning of a paragraph, including the topic sentence of the introductory paragraph, whereas thesis statements come at the end of the introductory paragraph. So your introduction will have both a topic sentence and a thesis statement, whereas every other paragraph, including the conclusion, will only have a topic sentence. Again, topic sentences are at the beginning of the paragraph. Thesis statements are at the end of the first paragraph. So, let's look at some thesis statements and the corresponding topic sentences. So here's a thesis statement. The Americans with Disabilities Act has significantly helped disabled people, but more changes are needed to ensure that equal opportunities are available for people with disabilities. Okay, so we know what this essay is going to be about. It's going to be about how the Americans with Disabilities Act has helped people and what changes are still needed to help people further. So the first body paragraph, the ADA has improved public transportation opportunities for people with disabilities. Okay, that has helped. 2, additionally, the ADA has given people with disabilities improved access to public spaces. Okay, another help. 3, however, employment opportunities are still hard for many people with disabilities. Now we've shifted to the second half of the thesis statement, that more changes are needed. We can't shift back now. Paragraph 4 cannot be another paragraph about how the ADA has helped people. Instead, body paragraph 4 needs to also show how more changes are necessary. And here body paragraph 4 says that all people with disabilities, also people with disabilities, continue to need better housing options. Now, if you were to come up with another piece of support as to how the ADA has helped people, you put it somewhere between 2 and 3 or between 1 and 2. But it has to come before you start talking about how more is needed to help. Now, mind you, these are only the topic sentences. These are not the full paragraphs. Each one of those topic sentences would have a full paragraph around it. Okay? So how do we identify the thesis? Well, once again, we have our 4-step method. Read the entire essay and identify its topic. Find the topic sentence, whether explicit or implied, for every single paragraph. Figure out the idea that all the topic sentences have in common. Write a sentence which includes the topic and the idea that all the topic sentences have in common. And then find a sentence in the essay which matches the one you wrote. If your analysis is correct, you have very likely identified the thesis statement. That's all there is to it. Now, there are implied thesis statements. They happen. And just like the implied topic sentence, professional writers do that. You should not. The thesis statement is very important. Without the thesis statement, you don't have something to link all these paragraphs together. You just have a collection of paragraphs. The thesis statement is that thing that tells the reader what's coming. And you don't want to betray your reader, because that leads to confusion and bad writing. So now you understand how to identify a topic sentence, and you understand how to write a topic sentence. You also understand how to identify a thesis statement. Similarly, how do you write a thesis statement? Figure out what your essay is about. Figure out your topic. Then write a point for the entire essay. That's probably it. Now, if you need to break it down further, that's not a problem. You write the topic sentences for each of your paragraphs. Find how they're linked, and then the point that all the paragraphs together make. That's your topic. That's your thesis statement. It is best if you write your introductory paragraph last. Now, you should put it first in the essay, but you should write it last, because the introduction tells the reader what's coming. By telling the reader what's coming and then changing it, it causes confusion for readers. You don't want to do that. So write your body paragraphs first. Now, write the thesis statement so that you can figure out what you're supposed to be doing. Then go back, stick the thesis statement in the introduction, write the introduction last, because in the introduction you're predicting what's to come. It's easier to make a prediction if you already know. Review all of the material on introductions in both Norton and Writer's Ref for your reference whenever you need. If you have help, if you have any questions or run into any problems, I'm happy to help you. Just hit me up on the email. Again, it's anelso17@epcc.edu. I'm happy to help you anytime.